Good evening, viewers. This is your regional news. We begin with news from Jamaica. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness told Britain's Prince William and his wife Kate on Wednesday his country wants to be a republic and address unresolved issues a day after protesters called on the United Kingdom to pay reparations for slavery. Dozens of people gathered on Tuesday outside the British High Commission in Kingston, singing traditional Rastafarian songs. The royal couple arrived in Jamaica on Tuesday as part of a week-long tour of former British Caribbean colonies, but have faced public questioning of the British Empire's legacy. In a speech later on Wednesday, Prince William did not address calls to remove his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, as head of state. The royal couple's trip comes after Barbados became a republic nearly 4 months ago by removing the Queen as the sovereign head of state, a move Jamaica has begun to study. Jamaican officials have previously said the government is studying the process of reforming the constitution to become a republic. Experts say the process could take years and would require a referendum. Now for more news. A Nicaraguan ambassador has urged his fellow citizens to lose fear, not hope, following an explosive video address in which he described his own government as a dictatorship. Ambassador Arturo Macfield had earlier blamed the government of Daniel Ortega for widespread repression. He made the surprise attack in a speech to the Council of the regional body, the Organization of American States. The Nicaraguan government said Mr. Macfield did not represent it. In an unexpected turn of events, the diplomat, who has held the post since November 2021, condemned his own government's human rights abuses. Mr. Macfield said he was speaking up on behalf of Nicaragua's political prisoners and those killed since anti-government protests broke out in the Central American nation in 2018. He also denounces the lack of a freedom of speech in Nicaragua and says that the elections which returned President Ortega to a 4th consecutive term in office were not credible. He ended by assuring the OAS that people inside and outside of the government are tired of the dictatorship and its actions. Shortly after Mr. Macfield's speech, the Nicaraguan Foreign Ministry issued a curt statement simply saying that Mr. Arturo Macfield does not represent us and therefore none of his remarks are valid. Finally, on the international scene, Ukraine accused Moscow on Thursday of forcibly taking thousands of civilians from a shattered port city of Mariupol to Russia so that they can be used as hostages to pressure Kiev to give up. At an emergency NATO summit in Brussels, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky pleaded with the Western allies via video for planes, tanks, rockets, air defense systems, and other weapons, saying his country is defending our common values. U.S. President Joe Biden in Europe for a series of summits gave assurances more aid is on its way. Ukrainian military intelligence said Ukrainian civilians are being sent through a camp in Russian-controlled territory, then onward through southern regions of Russia to economically depressed parts of the country. The claims could not be independently verified. Russia has said it is evacuating thousands of civilians of their own free will. And that concludes tonight's regional news. Thank you for joining. Good night.